Once again, I'm here at my dad's house in Whitesburg, Georgia. This time, we're gonna go one step further on the 67 Volkswagen Beetle. It's time to get this thing running. My name's Jason, and this is Greasebelly Garage. Come on! There we go. Come on, baby. There's been a little change of plans on this thing, and it actually worked out for the better thanks to the hurricane. While I had my break in Florida dealing with some other things, the local Volkswagen shop, which is called Harold's Bug Parts, they had a hole in their schedule, so we had them pop in some new pans in this car. The battery cables, we discovered, suck tremendously. Here's what it looks like from the bottom now. And we had the heater channels patched from the bottom. Okay, it looks like this part here is new, going all the way down. This is a jack point here for Volkswagens, and it seems really solid. So, I mean, you know, we still got rust in the body up in this area. This car is not intended to be a perfect restoration. This is going to be a driver for sure. We've got some used running boards, original VW running boards to put on. And hopefully before I leave here in 3.5 days, we're going to be driving it down the road. We also had all the brakes redone at the Volkswagen shop because they had everything blown apart anyway. They had all the parts in stock. All right, first things first. Let's get rid of this tow bar. I think we get a Phillips screwdriver to get a chain off. Get off there. Okay. Oh. The grunting makes it sound like I'm working really hard. Gives it that dramatic effect that I go for in all my videos. The other dramatic effect is potential hospital bills. Get off of there, you stupid thing. Also, when you really want to make a point, you just grit your teeth when you talk. That means you're being business. You know what? It's always good to look underneath the car and work with sunglasses on. There we go. Okay. Happy New Year. When you get good at taking tow bars off, you can do it with the pins still dangling. I didn't have to reach for them or nothing. Of course, I do have to reach for the cotter pins. Stand by for grunting. That sound is the panic alarm in my wife's Durango because I laid on the key. But don't panic. Everything's cool. My wife says I never learn. Time to get up. All right.
Dirt dauber's built to death in the fuel pump. Well, they either call it the 911 bug,
Yeah.
or the tow bug.
I was thinking about Ruby.
No, I had a dog named Ruby. I don't know if I want to do that.
I thought you'd
one.
like that.
Yeah, she was a beagle. She
Beagle.
wasn't a bug.
So we're gonna name the car Ruby Beagle or Beetle?
Beagle, like dog. Beagle, not beetle.
Should we name it Ruby Beetle in honor of Ruby Beagle?
That's what I meant. Ruby Beagle.
Beetle or Beetle?
Beagle.
Beagle?
Beagle.
Ruby Beagle.
B-A-A-G-L-E. Beagle. I don't care. Whatever we name it, I don't care. Right now we're going to call it Not Running Ruby.
That's right, not running Ruby. Ruby don't take your love to town.
That's right. Ruby ain't taking her love nowhere right now.
What is that, a lawnmower battery?
No. Trying to.
So you're trying to force it through with soapy water.
Right. And PB blaster.
What's the deal with the light?
Got that thing when I worked at S&H Concrete in
Really?
Sarasota. And that was in the 80s.
80s, no
Yeah.
kidding. Wow.
That's how long I've had that thing. They had it on an old service truck, and they were going to throw it away because it was cracked.
Uh-huh.
I said, no. We don't throw nothing away around
Oh,
here.
that's where I get that from. Uh-huh.
Apple tree, you know.
Yeah. Well, when I pulled up here, I thought the car was on fire or something. What's the,
No, that's another story.
what's-
Back to the bug.
well, I want to know what's happening here. Did you wash a toolbox?
Yeah, I had that old toolbox period over there and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put it on that trailer that you're taking.
Oh, okay, yeah. You turn the headlight off for just a second, Dad. Your headlight. Or just do that, yeah. Carry on.
What was
You were telling me about the toolbox.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna put that, I was thinking about putting that toolbox on that trailer you're gonna take.
So what's the plan here, Dad? We're going to start with the starter cable, right?
Well,
battery cable?
let's back up a minute from the previous video from when the hurricane came through. What was it? Ithaca?
Something like that. Correct.
I took it to the shop. He got it worked in real quick, got the pans and everything all put in, heater channels, got everything done on the welding inside. So,
correct.
Now it's back here and now it's ready to start. We're going to start the process of starting.
We're going to start, we're going to commence the starting.
Commence to start. A lot of film in that thing? Yeah. Okay. We're gonna need a 13.
Oh no, okay.
You brought everything but a 13, huh?
Yeah, I did. Your part showed up here today.
Oh, good. But the Amazon guy goes, damn it, I was just here yesterday.
Probably.
We got the OEM ground strap for a Volkswagen.
Correct.
Okay. And it attaches back here to the pan, to the body bolt. And so I wire brushed all this off so it gets a good positive, negative connection. That don't sound right.
Positively negative connection.
Positively negative connection.
Correct. That's the way I would say it. I mastered the English tongue back in high school, and that's how I speak these days. They call it the King's English, Dad.
Well, you're in Whitesburg, so it don't count here.
Well, I don't use it as much up here. I don't want to show off. Am I the only one that misses the days when they charge these cans with CFCs or whatever? I think they just do air now, and it sucks. There's a German word that's Schunfoga? Schunfoga. 1432, which is, of course, the firing order. What's that? Gesundheit. Oh, Gesundheit. Yeah, bless you. Bless me. Schavoga. Take a picture of this so I can see it. That looks like an F. Well, put your fan on a furniture dolly. That's what we do. Tell them how hot you are.
Pretty hot.
You know it's only like 60-something degrees up here, right?
Well, hunker down inside this car a minute. It's about 80 inside here.
All right, so this is an F case, they call it. It says 1966 online. So, Dad, this says 1966 as an F case.
Then maybe this was an early 67.
It's either an early 67 or it's had a replacement engine, one of the two.
Or let the Volkswagen guys give us a comment on that.
That's right. If anybody knows that,
we're not experts, guys.
Tell them to drop it down below.
Yeah, drop it down below.
Drop a comment down below.
And while we're at it, hit like and
subscribe.
Subscribe. There
yes.
You go. Hit like and subscribe.
And you got to say smash the notification bell.
And smash the notification bell. Because we read those comments. I mean, we really enjoy the comments and the camaraderie back and forth with folks.
Yeah.
We know there's a lot of Volkswagen people out there.
Lots of Volkswagen people.
We're just backyard mechanics.
That's
we
right.
We just have fun doing it.
That's right. We're having a lot of fun, Dad.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
An 85-degree temperature inside this car. I think it's going up 3 degrees.
It's like it's probably about 64 right now, Dad.
Probably this hot light I got on my foot.
Just keep doing that till one of us has a seizure. You know, sometimes they'll just come on if you let them sit for a little while.
Well, all right. Well, let's try that.
Plus, it's probably not doing the other two ballasts any good to go on and off, right?
This light's going to come on before I do anything else. Ah!
That's only because I'm here.
Yeah. It's a damn Wi-Fi.
There we go. All right. Awesome. That's great. Yes.
Told you.
There we go.
Told you that would work.
Now just don't turn it off anymore.
No.
So yesterday, the wiring diagram on a 67 Volkswagen shows battery positive power going out to the starter and from the starter over to the voltage regulator. But it seems like we don't have any power going from the starter to the voltage regulator, and that's what we're going to figure out now. And to do that, I got my $1 million field piece HVAC tester. I think we'll just run a wire from the hot side of the battery straight across to the voltage regulator to see if we've got power up to the ignition switch, which goes out under the hood and triggers everything, back to engage the starter and the ignition coil to start it. However, as a safety net, Daddy-o, this car could probably be run if we just ran a hot wire from the battery to the starter and jump the starter, and then the battery to the ignition coil, jump the ignition coil, would tell us that the engine runs. Won't do anything about all this crap working.
Okay.
But this car, I'm sure, if you can drive an old Chevy that way, you can certainly drive this that way. I came up with a name for the car, Dad. You ready for this? Yeah. Remember the sitcom Three's Company? That's it. Come and knock on my door. We've been waiting for you. Yes. Well, Jack and Janet and Chrissy used to go to a nightclub. Do you remember the name of that nightclub in that show?
No, I don't.
Okay. It was called the Regal Beagle.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So as a nod, because this Volkswagen is ruby red,
Sort of.
and you had a Beagle named Ruby.
Yep.
And I like my best car, my most favorite car I've ever owned is a Regal Grand National, right?
Right. Remember that one?
Yep. So I'm thinking we should just call this the Regal Beetle.
Regal Beetle.
Yeah, and it kind of encapsulates Three's Company and Grand Nationals and your Beagle dog that you had.
Covers all of them.
I see the correlation, don't you?
Got it.
Okay, cool.
Beagle.
Regal Beetle.
Beagle.
Yes.
Regal.
Regal Beetle.
Beetle. Beagle. Regal.
No. Say it slow, Dad. Regal
Regal.
Beetle.
Beetle.
Yep, that's right. But anyway, let's show us what we got. We got a tag light working now.
Tag light working. Yeah, we got dash light.
We got a dash light. Oh yeah, there we
on
go.
The switch.
Yep. So what we had to do is we just ran a wire off of the battery cable or battery terminal, positive battery terminal,
Yep.
and tied it right into the side of the voltage regulator. And that supplies power through the harness to the fuse block and so on and so forth. I'm going to go one step further and say that because the battery cables were messed up on this car, that it probably had a positive piggy cable that came out of the battery cable.
Yeah, another
that fed that voltage regulator, and when that got snatched out of there, somebody never put it back, and it tricked us up. I got this black wire here. It's going to have 12 volts with the key on. The red wire back here is the trigger for the starter. The other black wire with the red tracer, I have no idea what it does. But Dad's going to turn the key as if he's starting it. Go ahead, Dad. Dad's taking a leak. Turn the switch to on and then try to start it for a second. Okay. There's... Okay, off. Okay, cool. Now we should be able to get this turd running. Okay, we got 12 volts at the coil. The black wire was hooked up right. Positive side of the coil. Spins over. Sounds good. Sounds like it might be a 6-volt starter running on 12 volts, don't it, Dad?
Yeah.
Or maybe we got no compression. Don't break out the hot dogs yet, Dad.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it with these insulated pliers. I'm gonna hold the coil wire and see if we get any sparkage here. Hold it. Gotta sand the points. We need a light shine down in here.
Got him fingernail file.
Yep.
No, there's no spark.
Betcha it's a 6-volt starter.
Probably, we probably cooked it.
Yep. Betcha. We got it spinning over.
Yeah.
We just gotta get it firing. Points,
Yeah.
got a little problem with the points, stuff like that, but we're running out of daylight and
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry.
What you doing, Dad?
Inventory.
Say hey to everybody. Hey.
Hey everybody. Inventory of spare parts that I dug out of the back room back there.
Yeah, for day 3 of the Regal Beetle. So we're gonna.
I don't want to break a nail.
Hey, I don't blame you, Dad. We're gonna see if the starter will work after cooling off last night. We seem to have figured out that maybe this is a 66 motor engine dropped into a 67, so it may still have all the 6-volt components on it. Oh, the wire did come off.
Oh, okay.
Good call, Dad.
Is that recording?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Get that part out.
Yeah, I'll make sure that everybody knows you were right, Dad. I probably ought to take a pair of needle nose and crimp that down tighter.
Got them right here. Try to sand these points again.
Again. Dad just went and got a brand spanking new spark plug.
Yep.
Test for spark.
Nope.
Here's another quickie trick for testing these coils too, that I remember from working at a parts store 30 years ago. So Now, I did test the primary windings and the secondary on this, and it was like 3.1 and 7.64 on both sides of this on the secondary. That was my tester, Dad. Oh. On this old coil, the primary windings where my fingers are was 3.1, and on the secondary, which is the coil wire connection to either side of this post, negative or positive, oscillates, is that a word?
Oscillate.
Oscillate?
Oscillating.
It
That's what a fan
oscillates.
does.
No, a fan oscillates, right?
Yeah, fan oscillates.
All right, it goes up and down,
Up and down.
between 35 and 0, and sometimes to infinity, which is overload on my tester. But the number one way to know is if you shake this one, it's like no noise at all. Here, Dad. And if you shake this one, listen, Dad. Hear all that oil in there?
Sound like my stomach last night after those
Yeah.
tacos.
So there you go. The oil inside this thing, the mineral oil, this is probably burned up, and also it says made in China on the bottom.
Oops.
That's almost always a indication that it's burned up. So we're gonna try that coil and see if that solves our sparky problem.
Oh, I heard something click. Is it on? Woo. Yep.
We got sparks and points.
Well,
There we go.
let me try it again here just a second. Yep. No cracking champagne again just
Oh, don't
yet.
forget to put the rotor back in like I always do too. Oh, the rotor's there. All right, good.
Okay. If there's spark on the points, it's very faint.
All right, we jammed in a new coil, new used coil from Dad's stock.
Proven coil.
A proven coil that we tested. Haven't done that in a long time. I'm really kind of rusty at all this stuff. I used to do it all the time. The condenser was bad, and one way we could tell from that was that this wire was getting really hot. And that could have been because the coil was bad. And I did the shake test, I showed you that before, with the oil inside the coil. Pretty much any kind of a capacitor or oil-filled component like that, when you can slop it around and hear all that oil sloshing around, 9 times out of 10 it's kaput. You don't even have to test it. So put that in your pocket, fellas. And it seems like we've got spark now.
From experience.
Okay. There it goes. I heard a couple of put.
Hold it.
We're losing our battery too. Oh, the distributor was completely loose?
Was not tight, let me put it that way. I'm
Okay.
gonna get a socket and a ratchet to fix that. Hold it. Woo. Pumping gas.
Okay, good. All right, Dad, it's been a couple hours. What's the update?
Well, we were gonna let the battery charge up a little bit,
Yeah.
and we're pretty sure it's gonna fire off and run. So in the meantime, we're gonna hook the clutch back up.
Yep.
So to do that, you got to hook the cable to behind the cluster, and this is a new rebuilt
That's the pedal cluster.
pedal cluster.
Yeah.
Clutch, brake, and the gas pedal.
Mhm.
This is a brand new rebuilt one, so it'll work really good.
Yep.
So what you got to do is take it out, and you got to hook the clutch cable on this part right here.
Yeah. On that hook.
Inside the tunnel.
Yep.
Inside the tunnel.
Correct.
So I took the cluster out, but we didn't have enough slack because that old cable, the old clutch cable in there, wasn't coming forward far enough for me to hook this.
Right, because the adjustment sleeve on the back, the threaded rod and the lock nut or the wing nut is all rusted
All
out.
rusted up. Yeah. So we're not gonna try to change that. We're
It
just
needs a
gonna-
new clutch cable at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
We have one to put on there. We're just not going to do it today.
Right.
So I took the cluster out and tried to piece that in there. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So as I was sitting there scratching my head, I said, "There's got to be a way that this happens." I said, "Before I remember we used to cut an access hole in the side of the tunnel on the passenger side of the tunnel, up in front of the what you call a kick plate on the passenger side of
Yep.
the floor pan."
Mm-hmm.
So I told you, I said, "Let me get all the tools ready to do all that." So I'm getting everything ready, and I go up there and start to do it, and I pulled the kick panel off, and there's already an access hole cut there.
All right, what Dad's talking about here. Over here is where your cluster goes, and over here, somebody's already cut.
Over here.
Yes.
But I didn't see that
Correct.
until I pulled that kick pan out
Correct.
for the passenger side. So
But it almost looks like they...
pull that pan out and you can see it better.
No, there it is. Yep, you're right. So you just got to pry this out.
Yeah. Pop that out. Hook
Reach
the
in there, hook the clutch cable onto the cluster, and then bend that back.
Boom.
Cool. We'll be driving this here shortly. Let's see if it'll start, Dad.
Let's try it.
All right. And as an added bonus, while Dad was farting around with the clutch cable cluster ordeal, farting around, we'll call it, I got the tail lights going. They're working real good now, and I got the front marker lights going as well. And we got headlights. So we're almost like street legal here.
All right. Come on, baby. Huh?
Does it need to be choked?
Nope. Try it. I got the timing off while ago. Let me loosen that back up one time. Turn it. Try it. Going the wrong way.
Say what now?
I'm just going over the checklist
Oh.
of what could be, but I've messed with the timing a couple of different times here too.
Yeah. It's still out of fire a little bit, or at least backfire, right?
Or at least backfire.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if it's too much gas in the carburetor and it's flooding it.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah. All right, you ready to try again?
Yeah, let's try it again.
You can move the distributor back and forth while you're
Yep. Yep. Try it. Oh. Now try it.
All right, we had to break down and get Dad's truck, his DD, hook it up to the Volkswagen to charge up this battery. Got my shoes drying. I threw them in the washing machine. Your shoes get nasty doing these Will It Run videos. In fact, everything gets nasty too.
I'm not going to put any starting fluid in it or any gas in it. I think it's got gas in the bowl.
Okay, cool.
Go. Hold it. All right. Hold it. All right. Why is it hit and then stop?
All right, so we're gonna check for the firing order here and see if we're off. That's kind of what it acts like, the occasional firing. Yeah.
So you got this configured?
Yeah.
Do you trace these wires to the...
Yes, they're correct.
Plug?
That's
Okay.
correct on the cap. Uh-oh, there went the clip. We're gonna pull out the number 4 spark plug and then basically turn the engine until the rotor lines up to number 4 on the cap, which is the one closest to Dad right now. Right behind the one closest to the vacuum advance is number 4 cylinder. I've already verified the mapping of the cap and the wires are run correctly to the right cylinders, but there's a possibility this distributor is 180 degrees out of time.
It's gonna be too long. Oh, back the other way. Right there. Right there.
Okay, that should close enough to top dead center.
Yeah,
So
close enough.
that means if we take the cap off, as the Georgians say it, the rotor button should be at number 4, and it is. So it's not out of time.
Okay.
It's just right.
Or wiring order too. So.
Huh?
And wiring order.
The
too.
wiring order's correct. Yeah, I've already verified that. So we're good. So we know we got a good spark now.
Yep.
We know that we're in timing order.
All right, while I got this headlight on, I'm gonna see if there's any gas squirting.
Okay.
I'll pump it. See if accelerator pump thing's working here.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. So we got gas.
Getting gas.
All right. Spark plugs back in for the 4th time now.
Yep.
We verified everything. We got accelerator pump. We got all the spark we want.
Gas.
I
in the
guess.
carburetor.
Gas in the carburetor. Bowl's full. We just ain't got no sputtery spud. That ain't weed whacker gas we're trying to use, is it?
Oh no, no.
Okay. Regular old gas.
Yeah. Yeah, got it.
I heard it.
I think I'll be getting better at that.
All right. Your turn to go turn the key. I'm going to try to work it back here.
Okay.
Put a little belly magic into it.
All right.
All right, we got some chokage.
Am I helping or hurting?
No, it's all right. Go ahead. I think this carburetor is about shot too. That might be part of it. Yep, go for it. Go ahead. All right, stop. All right, go ahead.
Turning the timing a little bit.
Yeah, I'm messing with it.
Okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
Got a touch there, so. Okay.
Yep. All right, stop. Go back this way a little bit. All right, go ahead. Yeah, I know, it's trying. Go ahead. All right, well,
Camera going though.
I got it going, yeah. Go ahead. We gotta keep it. All right.
Now, what?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we'll get it.
What do you think?
Keep turning it.
Okay.
Just gotta milk it here, Dad.
Got it?
Yep. Stop. It's almost like it's not liking this gas for some reason. Yeah. We'll turn that back. Okay. There's a high idle cam on here that keeps getting screwed up too.
Yeah, it's loose.
Yeah, it's all screwy. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Yep. All right, go ahead. All right, we got the throttle lock on the Tacoma. Trying to increase that amperage a little bit. Charge this battery up a little bit more. I don't know where I put the damn, there it is. Go ahead, Dad, try it again. Yep. All right, stop. Back this way. Try it again. Try it again. It's not me.
It smells like sewage somewhere.
the headlights work. None of the marker lights work. See if it'll start back up, and that'll check the timing too.
Yep.
Probably turn the lights out too, Dad.
Yep.
So our electric choke was not getting any power, so we're making some power.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's right.
You want to try it again?
Try it again. Go ahead. Have to be idled back up.
Well, I think we need to wrap it.
Yeah, let's wrap it. We'll mess with it tomorrow. And all the fervor yesterday, I didn't get to explain exactly what we did. So let's take care of that right now before we proceed. Okay, the bug runs. We did find out that this high-speed idle cam is getting inverted somehow. So we've kind of got that sorted out, and it seems like the carburetor is getting better over time. We got a timing light. We're going to go ahead and set the timing because this thing was just loose. The firing order was all good. We had a bad coil and a bad condenser. Now, I don't know if we did that, hooking up batteries, or if it was already bad. And I think it was probably already bad, and that may have been where the hang-up was with this car and why it didn't run for so long. As a side note, we don't know for a fact if this engine has been sitting as long as the car. I would assume it probably hasn't been, but the car itself, the more you look at this car, the more I believe that it hasn't actually been on the road since 1989. The only thing that indicates that it has is that the tires aren't that bad, but it was stored in a barn. I guess I could look up some kind of a DOT code. I'll try to do that in a little bit. We got headlights, taillights working, I think. Hopefully they still do. We're all set up in here. Got the power problems sorted out. The goal today is to finish the clutch or the pedal cluster. We're just going to call that a cluster. Get that installed, get the throttle cable hooked up, the timing set, the throttle cable hooked up. We're not going to have time to do much cleaning on this car. I'll have to come back up here in the spring and do that. And we're going to try to take this thing for a spin. I know the brakes are good, and I know the floor pans are good, so we know that's all good. What are you doing, Dad? What is that? Okay. What'd you say, Dad?
I said most people wouldn't go to the trouble you and I go to.
I know.
Put things up, but,
Yeah, especially for a 56-year-old Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Don't come between a man and his Volkswagen.
Well, not as hard as we worked on this one the past couple
Exactly,
days.
I know. And it doesn't seem like much on this video, but this thing's been kind of a... yeah. We're going to set this timing, and Volkswagens are really easy to set timing on. This particular... What? Say what?
Famous last words.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We said that 3 times yesterday about this thing.
We'll have this thing running in 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
then like 4 hours later, we were still turning it over. Anyway, there's 2 notches on this pulley. Some of these have 3 notches. There's one further to the left at 0 degrees before top dead center. Then there's 2 other notches. One of those is 7.5 degrees before top dead center, and the other one is 10 degrees before top dead center. But all Volkswagens basically are set at 7.5 degrees before top dead center.
This one?
Yes, which is the first. This one doesn't have the far notch over here for the 0 degrees, so this might be There's like 3 or 4 different kinds of pulleys. Some of them have a mark in the front. I mean, this is just a crash course on the internet that I just took.
Okay.
We've got our induction lead on cylinder number 1, which is a cylinder in the back right. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go ahead and try to start this thing back up and adjust our distributor until the timing light lines up with that red mark on that green piece of tape. If the green tape stays there, because my dad does not have a white paint marker, but I think it'll stay, or any kind of whiteout or anything. So he's got a red Sharpie.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah, man, it's getting flooded bad.
Yeah.
I think that carburetor's got a little issue, Dad. All right, we got no idleage, we got timing problems, we got all kinds of spitting and sputtering and backfiring, and that's just from me. The car's got the same problems too. I did find a spray can of white Krylon spray paint to make a proper timing mark down on that pulley. Yeah, it's way out. The timing mark is the top of the engine case. Yeah. Okay, so we got our timing set correctly. The top timing mark is a split in the case down here, the square split. Okay, it's cluster time. Dad's pried that access open.
Yep.
For the clutch cable. All right, quick update on the Beetle. All the cluster is back together. We used our access hole right here for the clutch cable to hook on. We got accelerator pedal now. Brakes are hooked back up. We even got one brake light working. And of course our clutch works really good. There's not much free play in it, but you know, it's good enough to get us down the road. Got all the wheels back on, hubcaps back on. What you think, Daddy-O? What do you think of that carburetor? Bad?
I gotta get that gasket off the top.
Oh,
so I can see
can
the
you
bowl.
see down in the carburetor?
So I can see the bowl.
Oh, you can't see it yet?
No, not
I
yet.
think he may have saved it though.
No.
I mean the gasket, I mean. Oh, I can see it from here.
One more. There you go.
Yeah.
Give me a carburetor cleaner.
Oh my God.
You didn't fart right, did you?
Man, no, I didn't fart, but I think some brains came out.
Okay. Take the top in there and see if you can match it up.
Oh, where are they at?
I just saw them. Let me go show you where they are, and you can go through the hole.
All right, I go and pick up a hamburger, and we got progression here because Daddy-O, when we were in the midst of going through the carburetor, as it turns out, there was no carburetor base gasket right here, which created a big vacuum leak. We took the carburetor, he took the carburetor apart, I should say, when I was gone, and replaced some gaskets and cleaned everything out. Although it wasn't too bad, he says. And I think we're in good shape now. Oh. I gotta get my fat leg in here and give it a little gas. Try that. How about that, fellas? $5 production here, Dad. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. I think we're at a breaking point with the Volkswagen to either burn it to the ground or try to drive it now. What do you think, Daddy-O?
Oh, we're going to drive it. We ain't burning it.
Okay, well, I guess that was me that wanted to do that about 3 hours ago. Is first we're going to see if it'll move under its own power, see how the clutch is. And we're going to do kind of a brake light check, kind of a safety check on the car and see, you know, in case we get pulled over. Down. We're not going that far. We're only going a mile away. Yeah. But, you know.
Pretty sure if we get pulled over, it'll be one of the neighbors that does it, not a
probably.
So, yeah.
Probably. And what we did is we put the gas can in the back of the car there. You see it through the window. and stuck a spring on the end of the hose to hold it into the bottom of the can, and ran it down through the floor in a rust hole and brought it out through the bumper support hole area and connected it back to the fuel pump and put a zip tie around it for good measure right there. There we go. Yeah. Get that gas flowing again. Up.
Forward.
There's forward.
That's not R.
There's R. Wow, we might be onto something. All right, put the marker lights on quick. All right, turn the headlights on. Yeah, you know. Well, the marker lights go off with the headlights, but I think that's a 67 bug thing. I think they're designed that way. When you turn the headlights off, the marker lights come back on.
See if the brights work. It's clicking.
It's clicking? Oh, yeah, do it again. Wow, one of them's burned out, but it works.
Okay.
Cool. Tail lights work, hit the brake. Are you pushing the brake? All right, we got one brake light. I think I'll follow you in the Durango when we finally drive this,
okay,
once we freshen up. So if you have a problem, see if the horn works.
Did you hear it?
That ain't the factory horn, is it?
No. That's the Mexican horn.
I'll be able to hear that though.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get locked up.
Probably.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Seems like it's not wanting to cooperate. All right, part 2 here. Come on, little Volkswagen. All right, we got it to the top of the driveway.
Hear it?
That's just a dead battery. Yeah. Well, it fired back up.
That's all the way to the floor.
Really?
Well, I smell gas.
Yeah,
I think it's loading up.
it is. Just messed up again.
I think it's got some pressure on the pressure plate.
You think
I
so?
think it's just binding it or something.
Well, I guess that could be.
Because you can't.
Yeah.
It won't accelerate. It just, I had it to the floor just then. It was like all it could do just to try to catch up. Because sitting down there before we ever moved it,
Yeah.
it idled fine, started up all right.
Well, let's not push it anymore then. It's not worth it. There is good news though, Dad. We got it up from the bottom of the driveway.
It's the first time it's ever been here on its own.
And this is the first time that we know of that this car has been moved around in probably every bit of 34 years.
89.
Yeah. This was a really good effort. I mean, really good effort. A lot of stuff happens off video or off camera in these videos that you never know happens, like spending half an hour finding parts from carburetors and things like that. But we did have it running good. We had it idling good, and it looks pretty darn good, for just quick wiping some stuff down. We're gonna wrap it up here. It's gonna sit right here, and this will be back in the spring, but it does run.
Yep.
And that's the point here. That's the point. Yep. All right, so until then, I will catch you guys on the flip side.
See you next time.
All right.
Tune in again.
Thanks for watching.
Yep.